Okay, so I don't remember when this happened. This was like, I don't know, maybe like 3 or 4 years ago. But basically what happened is I was hanging out with my so-called squad. You can't see us, but I'm using like those quotation marks because I don't really call it squads. I just call it group of people that I hang out with. But calling it squad, I guess, is shorter. But anyway, it doesn't matter. So I was hanging out with them. We were like about four, five. Then we met this other squad. We started hanging out with them, and then another squad, and it ended up we all like none of us really hang out with each other, but we all know each other, so we just decided, since we were all at the same time in the same place, we just decided to, hang around. We ended up seeing like three other squads, and we ended up being like 30 people, yeah, like 30, and it was nuts. So we were just walking around town. I live in a pretty small town. It's kind of just like a suburbs. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a huge town. Well, it's huge. It's a big town, but like the area that's populated is so tiny compared to the size because we're only like 1,600 people in this town. But it was more like a suburbs more than a real town. But we were just walking around, and there was this one house that everyone in this town knows because there's a guy that lives there that's kind of crazy. Okay, I'm gonna say that he's pretty crazy. So we were just walking past there. We saw the house. People started telling stories, of that guy that lives there. Is a crazy old man. We call him the crazy scientist guy because he has like old like he has like this huge backyard, tiny house but a huge backyard which has like one like rotten and like disgusting car, another broken bike, broken trampoline, like just like hammers and wrenches. So it's disgusting. And we used to tell stories that he used to like that he used to make like experiments and stuff in his house, and we called him the crazy scientist guy. But yeah, there's this pathway that's like right next to his house that we just walked across, and and a lot of them, most of the people started stopping right next to his house. Some of us, like a quarter of us, kept walking while like uh, the other three quarters of the people they stopped, and then they started like you could hear that they were like kind of talking, like whispering. You couldn't really understand them, but because they were like kind of whispering, but they were talking about something. And then all of a sudden, one guy. It wasn't really a snowy day, but there was still there had been snow like the past few weeks, so there was still little snow like at the side of the roads and stuff. So one guy picks up a snowball, then another guy, then another girl, and then a few other guys. So they were like six, and they all just started throwing those snowballs at that poor guy's window. I don't think it's really crazy. It's just a bunch of stories. I think it's just an old guy that just got really depressed after maybe his wife died or something. I don't know. It's probably something depressed. I don't know. Maybe he is crazy. I don't know. But I'm just saying, we gotta think what if. But anyway, what happened is they started throwing snowballs. He got crazy. He came out, and then we realized like, wow, okay, he wants us to go. We're stupid. We just leave him. So we started leaving, except for one guy. That one guy that walked back, took another snowball, and threw it inside his house before he could actually close his door. And that's where the drama started. Please, if something like this ever happens to you, don't be as stupid as this guy. He is so incredibly stupid, and he still is today. He's so fucking stupid. But well, not to this day, but it was back then. He's actually doing really well now. But yeah, he was so stupid. He just kept throwing snowballs, and then that guy yelled at him, and then they got into a huge fight, and we were all just standing there like, what the fuck? Some of us were kind of like, because he got a little crazy. He was like, I'm gonna kick your ass if you don't leave. We're gonna call the cops, and some kids were just saying like, let's just call him Mark. Okay, let's call him Mark. So they're just, look, Mark, just ignore him now. Let's just go, stop it. And then the old guy, he started yelling at the other kids that were telling him to leave, just like, you shut the fuck up, it's not a part of this isn't your argument. And then they got crazy, like, yo, just trying to back you up and stuff, and he was just absolutely nuts. And then they got into a huge argument, and they weren't like across the street, no, they were like right face to face, as you see in like, those like UFC like paper posters and WWE. They're like right face to face. They were like them. They were just completely yelling at each other and arguing, and like there were little physicality. They were like punching each other, but they were like pushing each other back, and it was just fucking nuts. And then he ended up saying that if he doesn't get the fuck out of here in the next 5 seconds, he was gonna walk in and come out with a shotgun. So we were all just like, wow, this guy might actually be serious, because there are a lot of people that own shotguns in Iceland because for like hunting and sporting and that shit. So yeah, so we kind of believed him. So we were just like, okay, let's just get the fuck out of here. But he just kept yelling. Like he actually, I'm quoting him right now. He stepped back, took a deep breath, and he said, "Go get it." He like pointed into his house because the door was still open. He pointed in and he said, "Go get the fucking gun. I dare you. I dare you right now." And he started counting 5, 4. You better leave. And he just stood there. Then he kind of like, when he went down to 2, he kind of hesitated. So he's just there like, what? You were gonna say 2 and then 1, then you were gonna get your shotgun. And he was just like, he was just there like, bring it on, man. And then he got the shotgun. He did. He didn't shoot it. He just kind of showed like, maybe it was a fake shotgun. It looked kind of like plasticky. Maybe that's just because it was night and like weird lighting. Because I don't know why he would have a plastic shotgun. But he didn't really take it out and like point it at him. He just went inside. He showed him like the handle and stuff. And he said, "You see, let's get the fuck out of here." And then it ended up that I think it was like 2 guys or 3 guys that just kind of took him in and they just like dragged him away, and he was like, he was fighting, he just wanted to fight him, but no, they dragged him off, and then he calmed down, and it was nuts. So basically, yeah, that's about it. Moral of the story: if you see stuff like this, either just get the fuck out of here, or just don't be a part of it. Just get the fuck out of there, man, because you don't know what some people do, what some people have, what some people are willing to do. It's just fucking nuts. But yeah, that's about it. Another huge shout out to Vibot for lending me another Call of Duty video in the background as you are watching right now. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching, and peace.